I'm just curious to hear what your thoughts are on, I guess, some of the missing pieces and the gaps in the industry today, or in the field and the job opportunities, whatever it is that really drives your passion to kind of move outside of your day to day job to start to build this community that we're working on.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's great. I mean, first of all, I'm super happy that the two of us were able to connect and link up on this initiative, uh, but just based off of LinkedIn, and like seeing each other's passion for presentation design and the daily, weekly posts that we're both pretty active with. For version control, for me, I think really the big opportunity and the big idea there is kind of going back to what we started this conversation with, is creating like a clear career path, North Star for people who want to become presentation designers. And so my idea and my vision, and I think we're aligned here, is to elevate, to educate really what presentation design is, educate designers, educate professionals as to the value of presentation design and why it's important. And in doing that and educating more people and bringing people to this community and creating better designers, arming folks with the tools, the resources that they need to be smarter, adaptable, better designers, will elevate the overall profession itself, help create more career opportunities for people, and help create better work overall. Because the better the decks look, the more people are going to want to need them. When you raise the bar for everybody, it raises the bar for all of us too. So I think that's really my goal and my vision with version control, is to just change the perception of the industry and like make people actually love presentation design. I think it has such like a weird rep right now. Like people are afraid of public speaking. They don't know how to build decks. You think of PowerPoint and you think like you're cringing because, all we just sit through terrible presentations all the time, kind of in college and in our professional careers. But there's an opportunity to change that. No one's really tried to do that yet. And I think as a collective, we can create a community, and together we can all do it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with all those points. And for me, it's really about just knowing the opportunity of, like you mentioned, of somebody coming into a presentation design career. So we have a unique career because really the tools we live within are, widespread. Is they're freely available for everyone to use. There's not this massive learning curve. There's not this kind of gate into it like an Adobe Suite program. Like you can go into any sales department and they're not going to know what the hell to do to open up Photoshop or Illustrator, figure that out. But all of them can open up PowerPoint and Google Slides and Keynote and start to work within there, and they do daily. So the fact that our tool is in everyone's hands, but nobody's skilled enough to know exactly what to do with it or the potential of the tool that's in their hands. So I think really the opportunity in the market is just continuing to grow. I remember not that long ago, you'd search for presentation design jobs, there'd be absolutely none. It's either you'd be an agency that you go and work for, or it's freelance. And now more recently, you're seeing companies like Workday, like LinkedIn, where they have these big internal presentation design departments. And even like my role at Okta and a couple of roles past, I've been the only presentation designer internally at these companies, and these are new roles. So I think this is something that's continuing to grow, and you're going to see more and more internal roles opening, along with more and more smaller agencies opening up on externally to compete with Duarte and to start to build up that agency roster, that people have more options, for the companies that can't necessarily afford the top-notch agency out there, and can still find quality work. So that's one piece of it, is kind of educating that and opening up those opportunities. But the other big piece of it for me was just the lack of curriculum. There's no opening for new talent to come in. There's no invitation for new talent to come in unless they fall into it by chance, or they get lucky, or they figure it out along the way. So I'm looking to build a community where we can bring in creatives from all different practices and fields and reveal what presentation design actually means to all of them, how we get to work in video, we get to work in animation, we get to work in storytelling, we get to put it all together and really be creative and build that network in that community and kind of show that creative side of things. That's really what I'm in it for, is to bring in that new, fresh talent who can then evolve it past what we've done and bring it to another level. Because I think, at least for presentation designers, we know what presentation design was pre-Duarte and what it's become post-Duarte. That's kind of the hinge in the timeline we look at. So then what is it now? Like, what is it, pre-version control, post-version control? Like, can we be that marker in the next evolution of presentation design?
100%. It's exciting.
Yeah. And I mean, for this year, it's January, it's a new year. Like, for me, it's new. The new year's become a little depressing, because the past 3 years, every time it's a new year, I'm like, oh, it can't get any worse, can it? And it gets worse and worse and worse. But this year, hopefully it gets better. And I think with this version control effort, I think this is one of the proactive ways to making it better. And one of the goals for me is to kind of build the foundation of what this is, to put this information out there, and to start to just invite more people to join the community, join the conversation, reach out to myself, reach out to Scott, reach out to Joel or Lisa, and just gain some insight, gain some understanding. If you're looking for career changes, or if you're looking to get into presentation design, or if you're looking for presentation design support. I even started doing some mentorship stuff on the side, just to continue to share insights and share that information. So I guess that's my goal for this year, is to continue to, share as much of what I've learned and my experiences along the way to others, to build this community.
Yeah, I think for me this year really is to put myself out there. And I guess it starts right now with this video. So, for me, New Year's resolutions or kind of New Year initiatives, they kind of fall by the wayside pretty quickly. And I always start off with great intentions and then quickly get buried by work. And I know that if I have another New Year's resolution of like trying to find balance, I know that that's just not going to be the case. Running a business, there's no balance. It's, you're grinding all the time. But really, if I could put myself out there, have these calls, if I have the support of you and Lisa and Joel and the version control community, I have a purpose and a reason and a place to show up. And being able to help others, whether it's through mentoring or just providing some advice or just contributing to building this community, I feel like I'm off on the right track, and it's more of a personal thing and not necessarily a business thing. My business is up and running and doing well, and now it's time to give back and help others where I can, kind of lift them up.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great note to end on. It's a pleasure catching up. I know we'll definitely be having a lot more discussions and covering a lot more topics. We'll go deep into experiences. We'll go deep into jobs. We'll go deep into different scenarios, you name it. So I'm excited to have those conversations with you and the team and continue to share this stuff out.
Yeah, 100%.